All right, hi guys, it's Mr. C. I'm back with lesson 99 in our Saxon Math level 6. Now this is a review lesson, but we're going to be doing some of these problems in a way slightly different from what we've done in the past. So all we're looking today is at our fractions, decimals, and percents, and how those can be equivalent to each other. And we're going to do that by using a table. So we've done tables in the past and we've done calculations for all these things in the past. We're just putting them all together in this lesson. All right, so fractions, decimals, and percents are ways of expressing parts of a whole. So it's a skill to be able to exchange from one to the others. This is something that we use in the real world all the time. So we might be given something in decimal form and we have to convert it to a percentage. Or maybe we're giving something in fraction form and we have to convert that to a decimal. That happens all the time as we deal with numbers, with money, with measurements, and things like that. And so it's good just to practice doing these conversions. So here we're going to look at this table. They gave us some of the information, and we have to come up with the rest. So, and this is something that you'll continue to test on throughout your education because we want to know that you can convert things. So if we're looking at a fraction, like 1/2, and we have to convert that to a decimal, well, we can just simply divide if we want to. Now remember, in a fraction, you take the top number and you put it in the box. So here we have 2 divided by 1. 2 can't go into 1 even, so we're going to just add 0.0. And we can do that. It doesn't change the number. 2 divided by 1.0 is the same thing as 2 divided by 1. Now we can say 2 goes into 10 5 times. And then, which equals 10, and we have no remainder. Now remember, if we put the decimal down here, we have to go straight up with it. So, and technically what I could have done is 2 goes into 1 0 times, so we would have had a 0 there, and then 2 goes into 10 5 times. We keep it even, and then we get 0.5. So now we have the answer here, 1/2 equals 0.5. Now if we want to solve 1/2 and turns that into a percent, we can just take that same 1/2 and multiply it by 100%. 1 times 100 is 100, divided by 2 equals 50%. So then we can add that to 50%. All right. So not too tricky on that first one. Now on this second row, we've got 0.3 as our decimal. Now 0.3 going into a fraction, remember if we have something in the tenths category, we can just put tenths at the bottom. So it's 3/10, right? And that can't reduce, and so we've got our answer there. Now we can do the same thing. 3/10 times 100% would give us 3 times 100, which is 300%, divided by 10. Then we just cancel out our extra zeros and we get 30%. So that one's not too tricky. Now let's go to our bottom row. We have 40% is our number, and we need to convert that into a decimal and a fraction. Now 40% is the same thing as writing 40 over 100, right? 40% is 40 out of 100. Por ciento of 100, 40%. So all we have to do to get this one into a fraction is to simplify or to reduce it. So we can take off our 2 zeros, then we get 4/10. Those are both even numbers, so we know we can divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And now we're reduced, so we get 2/5. All right? And then to change that into a decimal, we can simply use our division. The other thing is, if it's 40%, we know that that's just 4 out of 10, or 4/10, which reduces to 2/5, but 4/10 is just 0.4. But to check our work, let's go ahead and divide 5 into 2, or 2 into 5. So we do 5. 5 can't go into 2, so we're going to, again, add our decimal. 5 can go into, it can't go into 2, so it's a 0. 5 can go into 20 4 times, and it gets us 20 with no remainder. Move that decimal up, and again, we get 0.4 as our answer. It checks out. So that's all we're doing today is we're just practicing making these equal parts, whether it's a fraction, decimal, or percent. And that's your whole assignment. So good luck.